All right, here we go. We only get one take of this because, we only have one genuine reaction. Hey, welcome to the channel. My name is Noah. I love disc golf. I'm a dad, and I am going to be doing an unboxing for you today on this massive box of discs that I received in the mail from Will Sustrick himself, one of the legends of our game of disc golf. I reached out to Prodigy to see if I could review some of their product, and they said yes. So here we are. I was not expecting that, but I'm grateful. So what we'll do is we're gonna unbox the discs. We're gonna talk about them. We're gonna nerd out. It's gonna be awesome. And here we go. First box. This is the top. Let's see what we get. Looks like, okay, there's a few discs in there. All right, we have 3 discs in here. We have the brand new, I believe this is the 750 Glimmer plastic of the M5. This is their brand new mold. Honestly, this is the mold that made me reach out to Prodigy. It is, the numbers are 5.5, -2.5. This is like their mid-range PA5. This thing feels amazing. It's a little bit of a stiffer plastic. It's got the glimmer in it. It's got an awesome stamp on it. And honestly, the M5 is the reason why I reached out to Prodigy in the first place. So let me grab this over here. I picked this M5 up at USDGC. This is the exclusive Carolina Reaper stamp that was only ran at USDGC. It's in their 400 glow plastic. It glows really well. I'll pop a video on the screen right now to kind of show you what that looks like at night. This disc is awesome. The feel, it's like the perfect combination of gummy to stiffness in plastic. It glows. It's white, so you can find it in the fall when the leaves are out, and it's so straight. You can put it on any angle. It's amazing. So have that one. This is another M5. This is in, I think this is in their 400 glow plastic as well. This is called the Broodling stamp. So it's got a cool dragon on it. I'm really excited to throw this as well. It feels very similar to that other 400 glow plastic I just showed you. This is their 400 regular plastic. So the 400 plastic is like this perfect gummy. I mean, it's very translucent. I love the way this new 400 plastic feels. I'm gonna go to box number 2. All right, here we go. Hope you can see this. So there's a couple more discs in this box, as you can see. Prodigy, thank you. Also, if I haven't mentioned this, it would do me a huge solid if you could go down below and hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, give me your thoughts on Prodigy, give me your thoughts on disc golf. I love to engage in the comments. My goal is to reply to every single comment. So leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'd love to talk disc golf with you. All right, where do we begin? Let's start with putters. All right, let's start with putters over here. If you've seen my shorts, you know that I was debating for a while about switching putters from the AVR. I got a bunch of AVRs to start when I started playing disc golf. I putted with AVRs, never loved the plastic because of just how slick they are. I've seen your comments. I know that Innova makes other plastics. I just didn't have any, and I was done. You know, when you're done with the disc, you're done. So I've always loved the fractal plastic, and so Prodigy sent me a number of different putters in different plastics, a lot of them in the fractal plastic. So this is 300 soft fractal plastic. The PA5 numbers are 3.4, -2.5. If you know, you know. The PA5 is just the goated flippy putter. It is just absolutely goated for being the flippy putter. So I've got the fractal PA5. They sent me another one. That's amazing. Let's go to this. This is, oh, heck yeah, 300 plastic white PA5. And, oh, look at that damn, that is beautiful. The sunset stamp. So I've got matching white PA5s. One of the things I'm going to do over the course of the next 30 days is just swap out my entire bag for Prodigy to test out all these discs. There's going to be a lot more content coming with Prodigy, and one of the things that I'm going to do is going to be putting potentially with PA5s or PA3s. We'll get to that. Prodigy sent me some fractal PA3s. So Prodigy has a license deal with the NHL. And if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know that I'm from Buffalo, New York originally, moved to Charlotte, and that means that I'm a huge Buffalo Bills fan, and I enjoy rooting for the Buffalo Sabres. Now, the Buffalo Sabres are kind of where the Bills were 8-10 years ago. They have been in a playoff drought forever, and they are just like the worst team in the NHL year over year over year. But Prodigy has a deal with the NHL, and so they sent me out a couple Buffalo Sabres stamp PA3s. How sick is that? They have these in every team, and they have their newer putter disc that comes in a base plastic, their 300 plastic, the pivot. If you watch Foundation Disc Golf, Trevor Staub bagged a pivot for a long time until I think he threw it in that the lake at Maple Hill in that horrible challenge. So these are two Buffalo Sabres PA3s. I'm excited to throw these. These feel great. This is a Prodigy PA5 ultra soft 300 plastic PA5. So it's got a cool rose stamp, and you can tell it's quite a bit more flexy than the other discs. But this is awesome. Feels great. All right, going to this. I've got a PA3 ultra soft plastic. The PA3 is like Prodigy's one of the most well-known. I know I talked about it a little bit with the Buffalo Sabres discs. The PA3 is one of the most well-known putters that Prodigy has to offer. All of their pros, all of their former pros that have had deals with them, putted with the PA3. I mean, if you know the name Isaac Robinson, if you know the name Gannon Burr, they putted with the PA3. And I mean, it's just Prodigy's GOAT disc, and there's a GOAT on it. So yeah, the PA3 is great. This ultra soft plastic feels really good. I'm really excited to throw that. All right, I'm really excited about this disc. This is the PA4. The PA4 is the putter in between the PA3 and the PA5 in stability, and it goes in increments one by one. So the PA4, the numbers are 3, 3, -1, 1. Broderick has talked a lot about the PA4. He's a disc golf YouTuber. Love his content. And I mean, if you watch him throw the PA4, you just are like, I have to bag this. And so I'm super excited to try out the PA4. This is the 500 plastic. They sent me one in 300 soft. It feels great. I have a lot of PA5s to ace run with. All right, let's get into these. These are the fractal PA3s. I love the fractal plastic. This is the 300 soft. There's something about the 300 soft. Like I'm big on just like having a little bit of gumminess. I don't want a disc that is just so stiff I can't even grasp it. And these 300 soft PA3s in this fractal plastic is just gorgeous. Feel great. They feel great for putting. I'm definitely going to try them out. We'll have to see if the PA5 or the PA3 is the putter of the month. We'll see. Maybe even the PA4 will make it. Who knows? These are some P Model S fractals. I didn't even know that they made the P Model S in the fractal. When I got that lot of AVRs, there was a P Model S in it. So I've thrown it before. I don't have a lot of experience throwing it. It's got the cool like American flag stamp on it. I don't have a lot of experience throwing the P Model S, but I do know that I believe in 2022 or 2023 maybe 2021, it was the disc of the year. The numbers are 3502. It's not as like glitch-like or blocky, but it is blocky and flat. Oh my goodness. This is the A3. And I asked Will if he had remember my very first Prodigy disc was a flat A3, and I asked him, if you send me some A series discs, can you please make sure that they're flat topped? And this thing is board flat, and I am so excited to throw this. This is the 500 plastic, beautiful swirls on that. I don't know if you can see that, but I am so excited. The numbers are 4303, so this is their like zone competitor, but it's got a bead underneath. It does not feel like a zone. It's way more shallow in the hand, which for me, I actually prefer that. And when I threw my A3, it flipped up. It's kind of like more like a zone SS, kind of in between a zone SS and a zone. I'm so excited to throw this. This is going to be a lot of fun. This is the A2, similar plastic. It's a little bit more domey, but the numbers are 4204. If you remember what I was talking about earlier, the way that Prodigy does their numbering and identification system is the higher the number goes up, typically, is the lesser instability it gets. So an A2 is going to be more, in theory, with their numbering system, is going to be more stable than an A3. Okay, this is the A5 300 Ultra Soft Fractal Plastic. So this thing, I mean, if you've ever thrown like a putter plastic zone, like a soft zone, this is similar to that, but it's even more soft than that. It's much more gummy than a soft zone, but it's got that similar hand feel. And honestly, the A5, this is probably the closest I've felt to a zone so far. All right, we're going to keep moving. Here is a 400 Ultra Soft A5. This thing feels incredible. I have a what is it? A Z Flex zone that I bag. It's a Ledgestone one, and this thing, I just took it out of my bag to kind of tinker with the Zone SS. I got one at USDGC, and this thing feels amazing. This thing is definitely going in the bag. This is a 300 soft plastic. 300 again is their base plastic. It's kind of like their putter plastic in a lot of ways, and this thing also feels great. The A5 might be the disc of choice. This is another A2 in their 400 plastic. The 400 plastic is amazing. I really love the feel of this. This thing is awesome. All right, we're going to get into the drivers. There's a lot of drivers in here, a lot of fairways, and then some mid-ranges, and then finish this up. All right, so this is the Prodigy. It looks like their fractal plastic ultra light D4. I've heard a lot of great things about the D4 recently as I've kind of been researching a little bit about Prodigy and prep for this video. This one is 153 grams, and honestly, I am so excited to throw this. It's gonna be a good time. Good time. All right, this is another D4. This feels like they're 500 plastic, and it is super domey. I mean, I don't know if you can see that. It is it is huge. Not like a heartbeat or anything like that. Just maybe it is. Oh yeah. It looks like it's got some sort of a Halloween stamp on it, so that's fun. This thing is probably going to be an absolute bomber, so I'm excited for that. Both of those were super domey. This is the D3. The D3 is 13.6 -22. This is their 400 plastic. A little bit of a pop top. It's definitely less domey. It's got a little bit of a more slanted shoulder on it. This thing looks great. I love, like, for my game, I play a lot of disc golf in the woods. I love a flippy driver. I love flippy discs because you can hyzer flip them, and I'm always going through the woods. I hardly ever play in an open course, so big hyzers is just not my game. Throwing straight is my game. So, really excited for this disc. It feels great. Also, just for what it's worth, I know that Prodigy has gotten a lot of flack. Honestly, an absurd amount of flack about the flashing on their discs. And I mean, I've picked up a ton of discs today from Prodigy, and there's not been a single one that's had any amount of flashing on it. This plastic is premium. It's great. And I'm super excited to throw it. It feels so good. And I know that Prodigy and Will Sustrick over at Prodigy, the CEO, are putting in a ton of effort and work to rebuild trust with the disc golf community. I'm not privy to all of or really aware of all of the things that went down with Prodigy in years past, but what I do know is that they're one of the first things that was ever told to me when I started playing disc golf is you shouldn't throw Prodigy because their plastic is unreliable. And I just don't know if that's true anymore. And so my encouragement is just to give them a chance before, like, don't knock it until you try it. And this new plastic, like this is the D2 12503, 12503. So this is their more overstable driver. I've thrown a D2 before. It was very overstable, even on forehand. So I would say that in a lot of ways I'm a more dominant forehand player than I am backhand, but I throw a lot of backhand. I mean, if you watch my content, you're probably gonna hardly ever see me throw forehand. That's for a lot of reasons. But nonetheless, this D2 in the 400 plastic feels amazing. I mean, it just feels so good. And this, like the swirly plastic in this, like the rim and the flight plate, it just feels so good. I'm really excited to throw this. This is probably the best feeling driver I've felt so far. And that's not surprising to me because it is in their 400 plastic, like their newer 400 plastic. This is their a little bit older stamp and their older 400 plastic. I don't know if they've changed up their like plastic mix at all, but this plastic, it feels good. This plastic is probably some of the best plastic I've felt in disc golf. It is fantastic. This new Prodigy 400 plastic, it's just so good. All right. This is another D2 in the 400 plastic. This is, again, it says 13.6 negative 0.53. This is very similar to the other D2 I have. So I've thrown this one a little bit. It's very overstable. The numbers do not lie. I mean, it's very comparable to maybe like when I've thrown a Venom a couple times. It has a lot of bite, and you can flex it a lot, and it'll fight back. This is the D2 Reblend. So the Reblend plastic is their recycled premium plastic, and the Reblend plastic feels really, really great. It's really exciting. It's a D2. I'm gonna keep moving. I've talked about it. This is the D1, and it's in 500 ultra soft plastic. And let me tell you, I told you I love the gummy plastic. This feels amazing. I didn't even know they made 500 ultra soft plastic, but this is definitely going to be going in my bag as soon as this video is over to try. This is a D1 in 400 plastic. Love the stamp. I love this new branding Prodigy is doing. And the 400 plastic is in the new with the new branding is some of my favorite that I felt. All right. Oh, heck yeah. All right. We have this is the FX3, the Eternal Nights of Darkness. This is their glow plastic. This is one of their Halloween glow stamps. And the FX3 is 9.5 negative 1.2, so we're getting into fairways now. Their FX series is kind of like an offshoot of their F series, F being for fairway, A being for approach, PA being for putt and approach, the D being for driver, F being for fairway. Okay, got it? Makes sense? Great. So this is their FX3. I'm very, very excited to throw this. This is an FX4 in 750 glow plastic. So an FX4 is a slightly more flippy version than the FX3. The FX3 being 9.5 negative 1.2. This is FX4. This is 9.5 negative 2.1, and this is in their glow plastic. This feels quite stiff. Again, their 750 plastic is going to be their stiffest plastic, but it feels good. All right, let's go. Let's go. I am so pumped. So when I reached out to Will and when I reached out to Prodigy, I did not mention them sending a feedback. And this is the feedback. They sent one. Thank you. This is incredible. The feedback is like their Firebird, their Raptor, their Terra comp. The numbers are 9.5 negative 1.3, and it feels very Firebird-y. It feels very Raptor-y. It feels very Terra-y, Terra-esque, so to speak. It's 176. The feedback, it's in their 750 Glimmer plastic, and for these are like my some of my go-to forehand discs. So I throw a lot of 9-speed, just overstable, go straight and then dump. This disc is going to be immediately going into my bag. I'm very excited about it. This is the F3. The F3, so we're getting into our fairway drivers now. It's 8.5 -2.2, probably similar in flight to something like a Valkyrie from Innova if you've thrown it. This is their 500 plastic. It feels great. I'm very, very excited to throw their fairway selection. A lot of that will be going in my bag. This is also the F3 and 400 plastic. Feels great. I actually kind of like the 500 plastic more for this mold in particular. So we'll keep going. All right. This is the F9. This is the F9 in their reblend recycled premium plastic. The F9, very similar to the D4. I mean, that thing is like a semicircle. That thing is going to be so flippy. So the F9 is notably their most flippy disc. If you've thrown a diamond, I bag a diamond, it's going to be very similar to that. The numbers are 8.6 -4.5, so very flippy. We're going to have some fun with some F9s in this video series. All right, this is another F9 in 400 plastic. This is their older 400 plastic. The numbers on here are 7.6 -5.5, so the numbers indicate that it's a little bit more flippy. I don't know if Prodigy's numbers differentiate between plastic. I haven't noticed that. But this is their old branding, and so they might have changed the numbers under new leadership. It still looks the exact same. It looks like a semicircle on top. The dome is crazy, very low parting line, and it's going to be just a flippy beast, and it's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, this is something I'm super excited about. So this is their F9 in their brand new 100 plastic. So their 100 plastic is something that me and Will talked about sending my way a couple different iterations of their new discs in their 100 plastic. They have 3 new discs in the 100 plastic. I think he sent me 2 of them, the F9 being one and the M4 being the other one. The M4 is one of their mid-ranges. We'll get to that in a second. So the F9 and the 100 plastic is a base plastic, and it's also a very lightweight plastic. This one is 154 grams, and it's an F9, so it's like a semicircle on top. It's going to be super flippy. I'm very excited to throw this. This is another reblend, FX4, 8.5 -2.2. This feels great. I love this reblend plastic. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is an FX4. Is that what I just had? Oh, 8. No, it's not 8.5. It's 9.5. Sorry, the stamp. This FX4, 400 plastic, feels great. It's going to be awesome. This is the OG FX3, 9.4 -1.52. You've probably seen a pro with this in their bag in some capacity if they're bagging Prodigy. I'm very excited to be throwing the FX3 this month. All right. Oh, heck yeah. I'm so pumped about this. All right. So they sent me one of the brand new 400 Glow H7s. So the H7 is their like flippy 10 speed. It's 10.5 -4.1. Honestly, I've thrown an H7 before, and it flies very similar to my trail, for me at least, or maybe my Avenger SS. I know that a lot of people have a lot of wide-ranging stabilities for their MVP trails. For mine is 172 gram neutron plastic, beaten in for about a year trail, and it flies very similar to a brand new H7. So I don't know if that says more about the trail or more about this disc, but this is their glow plastic. This is immediately going in the bag. It's immediately going to be played. I'm going to be immediately using it in glow rounds. It's going to be awesome. This is another H7 in their 500 plastic. They changed the numbers a little bit. It used to be 9.5 -4.1. Now it's 10.5 -4.1. I think that's an accurate switch from my time throwing this specific iteration of the H7. I do think it's a 10 speed, not a 9 speed. Oh, this is a 200 plastic H7. So this is like a putting plastic, and it's a lightweight. So there's 153 grams. This thing is either gonna bomb or be a roller immediately. A lot of pros use the H7 as a roller disc, so that might be mine. All right, we're getting into the mid ranges. Last but certainly not least, the mid ranges, and I'll go quick because I've been talking for a while. All right, this is the MX2. This is the Elysium. I think, yeah, this is the 400 Glow. It feels great. It's 5403. It's quite flat. This is a very similar hand feel to something like a Zone. It's got the rounded edge and then the drop off underneath. There's no bead on it. It feels really great. It feels like this would be a great disc for forehand. I'm definitely going to be putting it in the bag to try. All right. This is the MX1 in 500 plastic. The numbers are 5204, and this thing again is quite flat. This feels more like a pyro to me. Like it has that kind of like rounded edge on top, and then bevels into a beaded bottom. I don't think the pyro has a bead, but this thing feels very overstable and very awesome to throw. All right, I got a couple M4s here. This is the Reblend plastic. This is the 400 Ultra Soft. I could tell that immediately, and this is my favorite color of any type of plastic. And you know why? It's because I can find it easily because I'm always shanking them straight in the woods. This disc feels incredible. This is immediately going in the bag. No question about it. M4 is 55 -11, so people would say those numbers are the exact same as the Buzz, but this thing is definitely more flippy than a Buzz. You can get a nice hyzer flip out of it. I like more like a Buzz SS comp than a Buzz comp. Very excited about this. This is another M4 in their 400 plastic. This again feels great. I actually think I like the Ultra Soft a little bit more, especially with it being cold outside. This is their 400 plastic. This is another M4 in their 400 plastic. This is great. Feels really good. I'm very excited about that. This is again the M4 in the 100 plastic. Again, 100 plastic is Prodigy's new plastic that is lightweight, designed for kids. If you have kids, if you have a family, I highly encourage you trying out these new 100 plastic Prodigy discs. They look amazing. They feel amazing. They have fun, kid-friendly stamps on them. They come in fun colors. And also, if you're interested in picking up a few of these, you can use my code. Now it'll be on the screen, Daderman15, to get 15% off of your next Prodigy order. That helps Prodigy out. That helps you out. That helps me out. Why not? All right. Next, we got the Prodigy Test Run Archive. So I don't know if this is an older run of the archive or if they're retooling it at all. If you know, when Isaac Robinson was with Prodigy, the archive was his like go-to mid-range. The numbers are 5502. So it's a slightly overstable mid-range, probably like numbers-wise. I've never thrown it. So numbers-wise, it's closer to like something like a balance. And it looks definitely more stable than the M4 and the M5, in theory at least. You know, this is another one of the archives. This looks awesome. All right. This is an MX2 5403. I can't remember if I've pulled a couple of these out already, but this thing just feels awesome for forehand. Forehand and backhand. It has a great hand feel. This is in the 500 plastic. I think I'm noticing that the 500 plastic in the mid-ranges feels quite nice, and even in the putters, more so than maybe the drivers. And maybe it's just different disc, different mold, and just the way it feels. But I really love the way that this MX2 feels. This is another MX2. This is in the 400 plastic. It feels great. And last but certainly not least, we have the M5 in the 500 plastic. This thing is going to be an amazing hyzer flip mid-range. This is the retooled version of it. They took it off the market for a while. They brought it back, and it's going to be amazing. All right, as one last reminder, if you want to pick up your own M5 that drops so soon, feel free to go to prodigydisc.com and use the code Daderman15 to get 15% off your order. It helps you out, helps Prodigy out, and helps me out as well. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe below, and I'll see you in the next one.